I'm happy I got the win. You know, moving in this next chapter of the Zuffa champion. Let's go.
Well, it means something to me, you know. Like the IBF, it's like I said, there's a lot of sacrifice that got into winning that, you know. And I just want to make it clear that all this outside noise and all these people having beef, it's got nothing to do with me. You know, I'm here representing. You know, I'm doing it for my nations. You know, my family. And I'm putting my belt on the line every time I step in the ring.
Aussie Jai Opetaia has won Zuffa Boxing's inaugural cruiserweight title in Las Vegas at the expense of his IBF belt.
It's a bit frustrating, you know, but you know, I'm not going to sit here and badmouth the IBF. You know, it's not my style to badmouth anyone, but I got told like about 5 minutes ago, like as from now, I'm actually not stripped. I don't know if that's correct.
Why?
Fake news.
Jai Opetaia battered and dominated the tough and brave Brandon Glanton. Jai was more methodical and less reckless compared to some of his recent performances, and he didn't give in to audience pressure to throw caution to the wind. He landed numerous uppercuts and heavy punches that would have leveled many fighters. Up until the final round, Jai continued to land punches with bad intentions while still cautiously searching for the early finish. He almost secured the stoppage in the 12th, appearing to have Glanton badly hurt with plenty of time left in the round.
Clinch to avoid fighting.
Oh, what a good shot! Straight left hand!
Does he have enough time? Because that looked like the beginning of the end.
But Glanton survived and managed to see the final bout. It was another credible opponent, yet not the kind of fight fans have been craving. What we all want to see is Jai in a career-defining bout, or at the very least a unification fight. Jai is somewhat a victim of his own talent and success, and he has consistently found it difficult to secure the big fights that will ultimately define his legacy. Zurdo is fighting Benavidez, and the only fight that fans really want to see next is the winner facing Jai Opetaia. The boxing world widely regards Jai as the #1 cruiserweight, but he still needs that defining fight to cement it. Jai made it clear in the post-fight interview with Max Kellerman that this remains the goal, despite signing with Zuffa Boxing.
Man, I'm chasing the belts. You know, I know there's been a lot of white noise and stuff, a lot of stuff on social media, but I'm just hoping it gets worked out and we can still chase that goal. I have not lost track of it, and I never have. I've been stripped once before, I've been stripped again. I'll get the belt back and I'll become undisputed.
I think you are undisputed. You just don't know that yet, but in the eyes of most boxing fans, you are already undisputed in spite of whatever belts have to say.
However, this move also adds another layer to the already crowded championship landscape in boxing. And let's be honest, the look of the bout resembles something you might buy at Kmart rather than the prestigious appearance of the 4 traditional belts or the ring title. Now, the road to undisputed has become even more complicated. Leading into the fight with Brandon Glanton, the belt was originally approved by the International Boxing Federation as an optional defense of Opetaia's IBF cruiserweight title. The sanctioning body initially approved of the fight after receiving assurances that the newly crowned Zuffa belt would only be presented symbolically rather than promoted as a competing world championship. However, during the fight week, the promotion began heavily marketing the event around the inaugural Zuffa boxing title. As a result, the IBF withdrew its sanctioning of the belt before the fight took place.
The 30-year-old thought he would defend his IBF crown after paying the International Boxing Federation $80,000 in sanctioning fees. But 3 days out, the IBF backflipped on the decision to sanction the bout and told the champ he would be stripped of his belt if he proceeded with the fight.
Under IBF rules, if a champion participates in a bout within their weight division that is not sanctioned by the organisation, the title is automatically declared vacant. Because the sanctioning was withdrawn before the fight, the IBF belt was no longer attached to the contest. So, although Opetaia went on to dominate Glanton and win the fight convincingly, he was no longer recognised as the IBF champion once the bout took place.
It's pretty clear what they're doing and what's going on, and I see lawsuits coming. That's what I see. Listen, this sport is broken for a reason. Everybody is a bunch of rinky-dink. I mean, it's the most rinky-dink thing that I have ever seen in my life. I don't know why I expected more from any of these people, but boy, let me tell you what, about to get good.
So where does Jai go from here? This entire situation reinforces the idea that bouts today are not as important as a fighter's resume. While many fans are already calling for Jai to move up to heavyweight, it will still be ideal for him to clear out the cruiserweight division first, which remains his stated goal.
Jai, finally, I know you have said in the past you don't like to clout chase and bring up some people's names. However, the cruiserweight division, the history of it is its greatest champions go up to heavyweight, Evander Holyfield, Alexander Usyk, and you are fighting to become the third name mentioned with those two. You're already in the running for that. When could we expect you to move up to heavyweight?
Undisputed first. Don't lose track of what I'm trying to say. Undisputed, and then we talk about the other ones.
If Jai were to beat the winner of Gilberto Ramirez and David Benavidez, does he really need to stay at cruiserweight and chase every remaining bout? Boxing politics and economics have made becoming undisputed increasingly difficult.
I've been chasing these unification fights for such a long time. I've made it very, very clear. And now I'm holding the most belts. So I got 3 belts, he's got 2, and the other one's got 1. So let's get it on.
Especially for fighters like Jai that don't have the audience that a Canelo has. At that point, should he simply move up to heavyweight and campaign there instead? Fighters have such a small window during their prime. And Jai arguably is right in the middle of his right now. Jai also stated that he doesn't want to wait around for the winner of Zurdo and Benavidez for his next outing. Could he squeeze in a fight for Noel McCallian's WBC belt and potentially a vacant IBF belt as well? In an ideal world, the answer would be yes. He would capture those belts and then move straight into a fight with the winner of Zurdo and Benavidez for Undisputed. But boxing doesn't operate in an ideal world. What the cruiserweight division really needs is another World Boxing Super Series to cut through the politics and make the best fights happen. From the resources and financial backing that Turki Al-Sheikh has at his disposal, something like this would certainly be possible. Unfortunately, it seems he may be more interested in legitimizing Zuffa boxing and using the ring as his distribution vehicle. And with Jai's move to Zuffa, he's moved one step backwards from Undisputed. But his intention still remains the same.
You know, in my eyes, you're not the best until you beat the best. You can't become a world champion unless you beat the world champion. You know, and that's, bro, I'm old school. I've been boxing my whole life, and I just feel like all this outside noise is just like stupid. You know, I'm just stay on track and try and do my thing.